So we're on our way quite a ways out. I'm not sure if it's the furthest property out yet, but if not first, then it's second. 22 odd acres. There's no pictures even on here, and so we're going to hurry out and see if we can see if there's some aerial footage available.
It did say that the house has been updated on the MLS. It did say that everything was renovated. It wasn't a dump. I don't know why they wouldn't have pictures up yet, but I do believe it was a fairly new listing.
I got 1 mile, and it's on our southern side, according to the mini map. Beautiful property right there, with oil wells.
Yep.
Nice fences.
Okay, just keep the camera on it.
And
You've arrived.
Weird. Got piles of mulch. Oh, it's a nice house. I like it.
we looked at this one, did not have any pictures on it.
Has 0 pictures. Should I stop here?
No, I'm kind of meander around the pond and it's a really nice house actually. Quite similar to the one that we really liked yesterday.
Looks like they raise cows. Not over there, but just they were everywhere. So they've been
Free ranging
cows in the
and they've been knocking trees down too.
And there's
So they've been bush hogging.
okay, so let's get. Okay, we got girls in the car because it's a little cold this time around. So this is a cow country, horse country type of property. They have a little tractor, a nice little tractor, not anything too huge. So it doesn't like, so it doesn't look like they're moving much more than just hay bales, maybe pulling some fences around. They have obviously cows. They have a gate there at the front so that even their lawn is being mowed by cows. It looks like they have some spots that have a little bit of water that has stuck around, but that it looks like that pasture up there is on a high point, so they're out of the mud. They have quite a bit of either, it looks like they actually cut it down themselves. It doesn't look like it came down in a storm because it's lined up. So they took down quite a few trees with lots of slash piles all over the place. I'm not sure why they would have the slash piles. That would be something we could ask them. But it's over 22 acres. I'm not really sure what to show you at this point. We had to come out today. They weren't available during the day before. So it's cold, and we were worried we were going to lose the lighting. If they have that many cows, their fences must be pretty good. They do have some manure piles, it looks like. And the house looks in good repair. I believe they had quite a few improvements that they made on the inside of the house. A new roof. Inside has been renovated. I'm not sure why they're selling, if maybe they're wanting to go to more property. Like the last property we were at, there was a really good deal on horse property with actual barns and such, and that's why she's selling hers. I wonder if that's the case here, because 22 acres is not that much land if you're keeping cows. Cows can go through a lot of grass. And as you can see, the grass here is quite short. They have had, it's been clipped down. Not to the point where you have a lot of really bare soil, but probably they could use some more pasture if they didn't want to be bringing in hay. And they have outbuildings. I don't remember if they have a storm shelter, but it looks okay. I just can't see anything except just cow country. This is, if you want to raise big animals, this is a good place to do it. So it looks like they've got lots of fences, flat grazing pasture. It's way more than you'd ever need for a couple horses and some goats. And these fences are not appropriate for goats. They will slip right through them. So we would still have to do some fencing if we wanted to keep goats. Either that or we'd have to stake them. And not being real familiar with this area in the summer, I'm not sure how well that would work. Between heat and maybe predators, that's the thing that staking is kind of a problem with, is that you have to move their shelter with them. And if they are on their tethers and predators came in, whether it be neighbor dogs or coyotes or something like that, they can't run away and they can strangle themselves.
Or be eaten.
Or be eaten. they're like a
there's
lollipop.
There's one other thing here.
They're a yummy treat on the end of a string if you have predators come in. If they have a tractor, it's again, I think it's for small maintenance things. That's not a very big tractor. But it's still an expensive tractor. And I'm not really that interested.
Well, we could put the tractor in the offer. We want it.
I know how much stuff like that costs, and I know that we can't afford it.
Right, so we would have to say we need that in the offer.
My thoughts are, I grew up on a small acreage with a tractor, and I watched how much maintenance was required for the tractor. I would rather have more animals and put in more fences than, I don't know, a tractor's great. If you already own it, you already know how to kind of maintain it yourself, and if it's a newer model, which this is, but then they come at a price. For me, I'd rather have a smaller acreage that you can keep maintained with what you already own rather than bringing in another vehicle. That has been my experience.
That's true.
My dad did sell his tractor with the property, but he did that out of kindness to the people who were buying it. They bought it and he knew they would need it, and he was concerned about their capacity to keep the property up and nice without it, so he just included it with the price of the property. So, but it was not a new tractor.
And that's pretty much it. And
See, and I got one of my contractors. He lives up in Cleveland, and so it's about the same distance as that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get a little bit of video.
Right.
Not
So
a
we're
whole lot.
wearing masks because.
Oh, I'll just say that later.
Okay.
I just want to get a little bit of a view
Gotcha.
without getting too personal. And they heat with all wood from their own property. Alright, so you would need, not to put up new fences, but I would need new equipment as far as something to mow the property, because 2 horses would not be able to keep up with that much grass.
You know what that means, right? Just get more horses. Or more goats, let me see that.
I think for a property this big, you do need a tractor. And if you're getting an old tractor for like $3,000 or $4,000, you're going to be putting a lot of work in to keep it running. I think that's what my dad, is that what my dad paid for his, or was it $12,000? I don't remember how much it was my dad paid for his tractor. But he got it when I was a kid. He had to put a lot of work into it to keep it going. And he did find the implements that went with it, but sometimes they didn't work. And so it was great to have a tractor, but it did add expense to what he was doing. To my mind, it just makes so much more sense to enjoy your life if you're not dependent on your farm. If you're trying to make a living out of it, you need all the right equipment. But if you're not trying to actually make a living with your farm, it makes a lot more sense to me to have an acre or two, do what you want with it that feels good, that feeds your own family, but don't try to make money with it. Because there lies some really difficult work and maybe some heartbreak when you really can't make a living at it.